Good morning, good morning. I feel like a superstar in a God's spotlight, loved by the universe. Why do I feel this way? Because I realized certain things today. I didn't sleep well. I did not sleep at all. I went to sleep at 11. By 1 o'clock I was all done. And I went into this other stuff, which universe gives you when you're not asleep. And I did not even try to go to sleep because I was full of energy. And when that happens, it means you need to be awake because you need to receive. And just like that, in everyday life, those are the moments when you all of a sudden feel alert, inspired, you feel energized. Those are the moments where things are being said by other people, maybe, because God doesn't talk to you directly. Sometimes it's just the people who say something, or you see something, you have a symbol, or you have an image, or you have an understanding. And that is the moment where we need to wake up to the idea. Nothing comes to us randomly, even this broadcast. If you are tagged, I have many people, about 2,600 people on my page. When I tag you in the morning, I just let the universe lead my finger, because maybe for whatever circumstances you have in your life, this is the moment you have to hear it. I am blessed in life. I'm extremely grateful for where I am, who I'm with, for my family, for my husband, who's a very accomplished professional, but also a climber. He's climbed Mount Everest in 2009. And I'm very proud of him because he did it without quitting his day job. That is another achievement and accomplishment. And you can read his book if you're interested on Amazon, How to Climb Mount Everest Without Quitting Your Day Job. And the title is See It From the Top. And today in night time, I realized that I've seen it from the top. I really did. I'm really not very clear on my goals in life because I kind of have it all. When I say kinda, it's like because I don't have a goal, I don't know that I already accomplished that. I flow through life as it comes, because I know that I have enough energy and enough information in the moment to take care of the things that are in the moment. So in my metrics, my energetic metrics energetics of how I am in my metrics, in the date and months and year of my birth, I do not have that to put together a goal. I do have the line of accomplishment. I do have a line of adequate communication, and I have a line of creating relationships for mutual beneficial exchange, which is about wellness, being well. So these are the God-given competencies that I have in my metrics. But I don't have the goal setting. I don't have, sometimes I do things too fast because I didn't have the plan for the goals that I didn't set up and the plan I didn't write up. And when I'm doing this, I realize that I'm always being taken care of. And how do I know it? Because always in the hard moments of my life, the right people show up, the right teachers show up, the right ideas show up. And when I say right, they're exactly right for me, for however this matrix is lighting up in my life. And when I realized that I and there is also the analysis is hard for me, has been hard for me, because I might make a decision based on the analysis that were not complete. But with years, I've kind of gained that competence because I work with the thousands of people, thousands, not hundreds. I've been part of the huge forums, offline forums, where I was a master of different disciplines, and I was invited to talk to people. I'm also a speaker, so I've been also personal sessions, consultations, thousands, because I've been doing it around 30 years. Pretty early in my life, I understood my mission. So I kind of shifted from being a teacher to expanding this into being a consultant in a way that touches your inner child, that helps you understand the deficiencies we've created based on the state when we were pre-verbal or even verbal but not very competent. And those deficiencies came into personal life now when we're adults. And once in a while we scream, we cry, we want to fight, we cannot communicate properly. Because at that moment we are not communicating as adults, we communicate as little children. And so at some point I understood everyone is a child. Most of the children do not have the mother that could see them for who they are, because mothers see their children through their own lenses, fathers as well. And when somebody asks me, what do you really do? When they're already in counseling, people come to me for personal counseling and business development. This is what I do. Understanding how your personality affects your business, and sometimes not in a very positive way. So I always tell them, you'll find the mother you never had, you'll find the father you never had, but most importantly, you'll become mother and father to yourself, and you grow enough to become an adult, so you can take responsibility of what you're doing and understand that what you're doing is sometimes driven by things that are beyond you. And when you understand that you feel incomplete, good morning, or you feel disappointed, you just missed appointment with something you dream about, because you did not have a particular relationship with yourself or with somebody else that could help to be at this appointment. So first and foremost, do not miss appointment with the teacher. Yourself, I'm not saying me, you can have anybody you want, but do not miss the appointment with the teacher that you are, because those higher self ideas and open heart ideas and that we're all one ideas, they're coming from one more expanded idea that we have energy and information that is whole and complete, the whole electricity of the world. We have the world within us. But of course, that world is sort of filtered through the lenses that we acquired throughout our experience or education, or through our parents, or through our friends, or teachers, or preachers, or whoever else you've met in your world. And those things help you survive. Right now, you're here in that moment because those teachers really helped you. And even if you think you made decisions that were less optimal, those decisions gave you the knowledge, the information, the ability to sort things out, to analyze, and to make plans, and to understand your goals better. So everything is consequential and sequential. If you are here where you are in this moment, the way you are here is the right way for you. Or you wouldn't be there. If it wouldn't be right for you, you probably would change it. So instead of constantly judging your previous decisions and hoping that your next decision will be better, I make a decision to accept exactly who I am and not to pretend anymore in any way, shape, or form. So I am very successful in my self-realization. I've done so much in this life, probably will be for a few lifetimes. I've been director of the school, I've been vice president of the Nerbekov Institute of America, I've been a coach of the coaches in a Jewish organization. I was a teacher for 16 years and one of the best teachers from whom other teachers were learning back in Ukraine. I was also an artist, spiritual artist. And those, when I say I still am. It's just my focus is moving forward all the time. So yes, I am continuously writing, I'm continuously painting, I'm continuously coaching, I'm continuously teaching. Most importantly, I do not miss my teachers. I find the teachers every day, all the time. Sometimes it's little children in my family, sometimes it's my husband, sometimes it's my daughter or my son or my in-laws. Because those are the teachers that are very, when I say in-laws, I mean son-in-law, daughter-in-law, and their parents. Extended family, because in a family, those are the closest mirrors. So if you experience whatever you experience in a judgmental way, most likely they are showing you the facets of you that you're not very happy with. I need to shift something on my foot. When you walk, it's very important that you don't get a blister. If you don't feel good, you have to stop and change it. So, as I said before, when you are walking, you dismantle the energy accumulation from all the relationships you have, and you have a fresh start. Every day, God gives you this fresh start opportunity. Whether we take it or not is up to you. Some people sit and decipher what they've seen in their dream time. Also good idea. But deciphering the dream is good when you're walking, because at that time the energy, Kundalini energy, rises up into your head, clears up the stories, and you can see clearer images and maybe even a great idea that come from what you received during the night. So what I received during the night was about how my matrix relates to the world. Because our birthday creates a matrix. If you make a 9 cubes cube, you will see all those numbers that you have on your birthday in those cubes, and then you'll see maybe empty spots. For example, I don't have anything in spot number 4, spot number 7, and spot number 3. And that means that some of the things, some of the competencies other people have, I don't. So it took me years to feel, why can't I do it? I study, I understand, and I can do a lot of stuff, but there are some particular things that I cannot do, like goal setting. It's hard for me. Of course I can do it, and I can bring my clients to the goal setting, because I believe it's extremely important, but when it comes to my goals, it always feels, it's not like out of reach. It just feels that it limits me. And when I settle and plan for one thing, other things come from my focus, and now I don't have all the variety. Good morning. But the truth of the matter is, when I allow myself to be me, I need 25 goals to feel inspired and charged. One goal is not enough for me, ever. And that realization by itself is very important, because I am a person who likes to accomplish things, which means if I have that many goals, I cannot accomplish all of it, and I need to get into collaboration with other people. And collaboration only happens through communication. If you do not communicate who you are, what you are up to, nobody knows, and nobody will collaborate with you. And this competence actually is there, or I wouldn't be talking to you every morning. Because talking and walking and having a flow of thoughts without interruption is not necessarily something I've learned in the speaker club. I've never been to it. It's something that happens because I am part of the universal flow, and that particular competence is my gift from God. Every one of you, depending on the numbers that you have in your birth date, you have those competencies, and the ones you don't have, you can absolutely find. Just like I am looking for this understanding how to set priorities in my life. Because priorities is oxymoron. You only can have one priority. But in a way, I operate with my mind, with the way my consciousness works, and I spoke in different broadcasts what those numbers are, the numbers of consciousness that make you think in a certain way. I need to have it all as soon as possible, and the more the merrier. And therefore, that feeling that I'm not like everybody else, everybody has one goal or two goals, they follow through, they get it done. I have many goals, I try to do it all, many of which I do complete, and I'm happy, very much happy. But then I need other people to help me, for which you always need to pay, of course, because who will work in this material world just for the inspiration? I would, and I'm hoping other people would, but not everybody is like me, and that's okay. And so when I try, good morning, good morning. It's my neighbor. I love her. She always helps me when I travel to make sure my flowers are okay. The hurricane doesn't make my... Whoa! Hurricane doesn't touch my pool and all of that. So I absolutely love her. And I'm very grateful. Maggie, I love you and I'm grateful for your existence in my life. I finished broadcast, I'll come back. So I've learned that I need to communicate very clearly. But how can you clearly communicate when you don't have a goal? Or you have so many goals that people leave you with their brain upside down. All right? I found different teachings that gave me different pieces. I put those pieces together in a system, and it was still not enough because I don't have three, which three helps you create a system. So then I found Syucai. I'm going to leave you a link in the description. You'll know what it is. But that would help me to start structuring my teachings in a much more congruent way. But what's most important, that some things that I did not understand about myself got lit up in my matrix and right into my face. And so what I understood, that having the line of adequate communication means I can see insufficiency of the world, whatever size of the world. And I can look at that as a problem and complain about it, or I can have a strategy. A strategy is not necessarily a goal. The strategy leads you to a much bigger place. The world as a bigger place, for example, is big enough target. And if I put that as a target, it doesn't limit me. It does create a drive, a big enough pull. And we all can make the world better. So I'm no longer in competition with anybody. And I don't have to sell anybody anything to make the world better. I can do it all by myself. And my projects, of course, are extension of me. So they do help people to ground the information that I bring. So every day I am posting one of the cards that I've created to help people understand where anxiety comes from and how to shift it into more successful state that brings more success in life. So under my walking videos, look for my friend Alexandra Isayevich. She is my collaborator for many years. And together we've created a deck of cards called Brave and Unstoppable. So every day she posts a card. I ask her to do it for my people because I'm busy with other things. We originally thought of doing it together, but she's doing it well. And I am amazed because usually she doesn't talk. I talk, she smiles. And when I said that you absolutely know and you're absolutely amazing, and it's your work, because she painted those paintings, even though I was an essential part of it, and we created images together with a particular thought in mind, and text on the back was mostly my writing, but with her wisdom it became even better. So it's a true collaboration on both sides, not just she made painting, I made words. We did both together, and that is a true child of love between two of us. Because at the end, we all want to be brave and unstoppable, but we find excuses why we cannot. But being brave and unstoppable is easy when you understand where you get stuck. Sometimes we just say, oh, we feel anxiety, we are worried, and that worry is not really clear. And when it's not clear, you don't have a clear problem, you don't have a clear solution. But every problem is a solution, because it's not a problem, it's a task of creator. You wouldn't have that task if you'd be done and dead. So if you're still alive, that means the task that you have is to make the world better, even if it's just betterment of yourself, and raising your vibration to being brave and unstoppable. Or you help somebody else with that. So look at her videos. I would absolutely recommend you go through these cards. It costs you nothing, but you will absolutely change some of the things that bother you. and you'll be amazed. They work very strongly. I use it in my sessions all the time, and they do not lie. They do love, they do not lie. Those cards never lie. So, when you communicate to the world without the fear of or anxiety, which is the lower vibration, or anger, which is a higher vibration than fear, or doubt, which is a higher vibration than anger, but still not the vibration of competency. When you communicate with the world without limitation of the thinking process that is created by the day you were born on, and it's only 9 numbers. When you understand those energies of 9 numbers and bring them to plus, from the minus, from being driven by fear-based states of the childhood, when you didn't have much competence, and you forgot that you grew up, and you forgot to clean the emotional garbage from the experiences that were less optimal, then you communicate your truth. And the truth, as you well know, sets you free. It's very sunny, so I have to put my hat on. And I started walking in the rain, and I pray. I said, I need the sun to walk and talk, and under the rain, phone doesn't work very well. Could you please clear the sky? And universe responds every time when you ask from the open heart, and when you ask with the intention to serve the world. I only said I need the phone, so I communicate with people, and people could hear, whoever needs to hear my message today. The sun showed up for me. But the sun didn't show up for me, it showed up for the world. And that is the key. When you communicate with universe or with other people by trying to get something, which we do all the time, we are acquiring things and accumulating things. And that communication is great as well, because you can ask and you shall receive. But when you make other people receive, the space empties up. And in that space, something that you are dreaming about shows up. You can translate it in any way, shape, or form. But in your matrix, the one that lights up like a Christmas tree, like a Hanukkah menorah, like the light at the end of the tunnel, in that matrix of who you are, your matrix energetics, your energy, according to Syucai, you can see it in a certain way, but there are many different ways to see those numbers. I just love the way Syucai helps me see things clearly. So, in that matrix, I, for example, do not have 4 and 7. Luckily, my husband's day is 4 and my day is 7. So we should have those things. But right now, they're not working 100% in pluses, because 7 is about moving fast by plan, not just randomly going. And 4 is about prioritizing, getting the information, and out of all the information, pinpointing one thing that is the most important in this moment. None of us do it. My husband has gazillions of goals, and he tries to fulfill them on. Bless his heart. He's very fast and very knowledgeable, and he's an expert in completing things. And I'm moving really fast, and bless my heart for doing that, because I inspire other people to move. But these are not the competencies. The competencies is plan before you move. And you can have a flexible plan, but plan and prioritize before you fulfill 100 goals, or you will miss the most important one. So we're still working on those competencies, because they're not part of our metrics, neither his or mine. Therefore, you need collaborations. You need other people who would help you do that. So I'm in coaching with one of the amazing coaches, Syucai coaches, Evgenia Kireeva. She does it in Russian. I do it in English. I'll leave you the link. But she is an amazing person, and I would highly recommend you, if you're a Russian-speaking individual, to go on the link and connect with her, because she does free strategic sessions, which will open your mind like nothing else. And trust me, do not miss your teacher. I've been to many different programs because I love learning and I love seeing how other people do it. But what I realize, I cannot do what other people do. I can only do what I can do, which is the line of adequate communication and the line of well-being. And so throughout my life, I've been helping people to get better, whether it's with the physical illnesses, problems, issues, tasks, because physical well-being, of course, is important. If you don't have your life, if you don't take care of your life, don't take care of others, because the vibration would be exhausting for you and for them. Just an advice based on my own experience. And also, I can help you with the business, because I had businesses. I understand, I learned how to strategize businesses according to analysis, because I'm a crisis manager. So I can also see what is the best profession that fits your personal thinking and your mission in life. Because sometimes you get the profession a little off and you get exhausted. But if you understand exactly what matches you, it helps you realize yourself bigger. But the idea is to feel in a certain way. Everything we do in life is to feel a certain way, right? You make lots of money, you spend them on bigger house, bigger car, 2 houses, 3 houses, 25 cars. Later on, another vacation, another diamond, another husband, another wife, another 25 children. And at the end, you want the feeling from all of it. So sometimes the feeling is not there, because you create those things from the state that is less optimal for creation. And the most optimal state for creation is peace, believe it or not even love. You can love certain things, create desires. Desires is 100, 25 on emotional scale. You can love somebody, but we cannot love unconditionally. Look at these flowers. They're just there to make the world better. Look at these drops of water. The rain gives the drink of life to everybody and everything. And these flowers are growing without worrying about hurricane. They just grow. But we people create conditions. So our life is full of conditions. And when we love somebody, we love them from that condition. If you will behave this way, I love you more. If you make more money, I love you more. If you do not say what I don't like, I love you more. I don't love you because you didn't do what I wanted you to do. And all of that is conditional. But state of love is 500. That's why when we fall in love, we do not see what we see later when we fall out of love. Peace is 600. Peace is above love. Why? Because it's the state of positive silence. It does not mean you do not talk. Of course, when you don't talk, you still talk in your head. And the ideas and thoughts and criticism and judgment and sorrow, everything comes up, especially if your energy is low, if your consciousness thinks with the negativity level, being in state of fear, of anger, or desire, even 125. Or even enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is 350, but if you never go into understanding, that enthusiasm brings you into very enthusiastic problems, where you go like, oh my God, I didn't expect that. Because I saw the world in that very enthusiastic way, but maybe it was not necessarily the truth in the moment. Wishful thinking, good morning. So, it's not about affirming something that's not there. It's about understanding for real that things are patent, that things are available and possible. And by focusing on what you can do the best and also learning things that you cannot do, or not yet, because you can find all these competences throughout the life, and finding collaborators, you actually can bring things into fruition, to completion, and to success. So well-being is not coming with the money. I told you many times, because I have a lot of experience with very wealthy people. They're not necessarily the healthiest. Some of them are, some of them aren't. I even had people who were very healthy living kind of structure, personal chef, juice in the morning, gym, sport, swimming, yacht, great work, corner office, drugs, cocaine actually. So money does not give you what you need. Your soul needs to wake up and sing in the morning. It needs to know the fulfillment is feeling your soul and fulfilling your soul. And every one of us have our own needs. Whatever your soul desires is not necessarily somebody else's desire. So understanding what your soul desires takes some time. With the coaching, it happens a little faster. But at the end, you come to a realization that I came many years ago, and this night that I didn't sleep, it just affirmed itself, that I need nothing beyond being happy. What makes me happy is the idea. I need this kind of house, I need this kind of car, I need this kind of dress, I need this kind of flight. Those are the results of me being happy. Because when I'm happy, when I'm seeing clearly what fulfills my soul, I understand my priority. I'm not turning 100 directions anymore, and I can put my focus and resources in fulfilling that one thing. And if I have other things available to me, like for example, I can go to many different places, but right now I'm choosing to go to one place because that's what's my priority. And if I have other ideas and I have means for that, I will absolutely use those ideas and means to fulfill my soul. But if I don't go to this one place that I'm ready to go on Tuesday, I will not feel settled, no matter how many other places I go. And that is the most important realization, that we do not live to accumulate things, or even leave it for our children, or be responsible for anybody, or pay for anybody's expenses, or even save the world by donations and charity. We are here to serve the people with the song of your soul. It is so strange, but it is so true. When your soul is fulfilled, when your soul is, and soul is mental, emotional, spiritual combination of things that you experienced in life. When you feel that moment, you don't need anybody to explain or describe what it is. You just feel full. You need nothing else. And just all that you need is there. And therefore, you have enough energy to do things that you want to do, to feel even more appropriate, more available, and more serving to this world that gives you everything you need. I hold the phone in my hand. This phone has been produced in a different country, I'm sure. It's been created by the minds of many different people. There are microchips, there are this and that and the other thing that makes it possible for me to communicate with all of you. And I only paid a little bit for it, I don't remember. And it has been like a monthly payment. So for nothing, almost to nothing, I hold in my hand a computer that back in the day took a whole many-story building. And that computer that I hold in my hand gives me information, give me teachers of the world, give me connections with the world, give me anything I need to know, including all the information from Google, ChatGPT, and all other search engines. Everything is there in my hand. And for somebody in 19th century, in the beginning of 19th century, in the beginning of 20th century, it would be a magic. I'm holding the magic in my hand. And I want to recognize that magic. I want to acknowledge all the people who's given me that. And all the truck drivers that brought it from another country, and all the airplanes and everything else, all the logistics that took for me to have that phone in my hand. And of course my daughter, who I loved so dearly, who has a Verizon business, and actually that phone comes from her Verizon business, and it has amazing service as well. So all those people at the end made that happen for me. So I sleep on a bed that's been made in different places from different pieces, and it's beautiful, and it has a label Italia. I don't think it's from Italy. I'm sure the parts are there that are made in different countries. And I love and respect the people who put the design together that made me happy to go to bed every day, because it's beautiful and it matches the rest of my environment. So we have so many things for which we pay just a little bit. But how many people worked and, by the way, were paid by the people who took responsibility upon themselves to create the business in which things are produced. And so that cannot be happening without communication. It cannot be happening without clarity of the goal. Most importantly, it cannot be happening without supporting each other's ideas and goals. And so today in my personal calendar is the day 5. Day 5 is the day of communication. And it's the day of communication with an open heart. And what I realize in my night, that I always want to support key people in the world. I coach, and I did coach big teachers and big people. And it kind of feels enormous and exhausting. So sometimes I don't put a goal into a place because it feels exhausting. But when I realized tonight that I am, not tonight, during that night, 4 o'clock in the morning, when I realized that I already have that I am working with amazing people. Some of them are already in front of thousands of people. Some of them are dreaming about doing that. And I'm not talking about coaches or teachers necessarily. That's also part of who I am. But any business. I work with people who are manufacturing cleaning products, for example. But being a manufacturer of that person now knows how to talk and inspire other people in the line of work to do a better job. And that's already a great accomplishment. He doesn't need to go into crowds of thousands of people, but he's being invited already. He's already invited everywhere because of the energy that is rising within him, this Kundalini energy. So it's just one of the examples. But my goal is to be in communion with all of you, with people who have dreams, but for whatever reason did not bring that dream to the result yet, material result, because it's hard. And I know that how. I've done that. I've been there. You create result, you lose the result, you dream again, you create another result. But every time there is no failure. There is a investment in learning. Through the businesses we create, through the communications we create a level of learning that is not possible by just reading an instruction. The experience and expertise that comes with collaboration and communication with other people allows you to see your metrics better and understand what your energy is about and how you can bring it into the world in the most optimized, official way. So, my goal, I understand my goal. My goal is to support the person who is bringing a great knowledge into the world and make it happen in America in a very big, expanded, and beneficial way. So we can all see the light at the end of the tunnel and know the dream is possible to accomplish. And also understand the practical, very material, very sequential way of doing that without compromising your soul, making your soul sing every day. Open your eyes and understand who are you living with, who are your children, who are your spouses, who's your family. So you stop judging because you understand, because you have the mastery of the 9 numbers, for example, and you understand that everything is possible when you have those competences. And the structure of these competences is so simple. I've given it to you about 25 times now in every broadcast. So if you listen, that's great. If you hear it, it's even better. If you start incorporating it into your life, that is your goal, not mine. My goal is to be present with the adequate communication, adequate quality and adequate quantity of education, information, analysis, inspiration, movement forward. So you can be simply in my field like you are right now, and you get it because I'm getting it, because I am a channel. I've been for years, and in my personal sessions, I channel whatever you solutions you have in your field. I can read it and read it to you, and sometimes people go like, I always knew it, but I didn't know that was the right solution. What you think about is the right solution for you. Why? Because maybe that solution will bring you to the crisis, and that crisis will make you do something differently. So there is anything that makes your life miserable. It's your thinking that makes life miserable. Life just gives you great tasks, not problems. And whatever doesn't kill you makes you much stronger. So you can get a bigger task, a bigger task, a bigger task. And if the big task is too much and too exhausting, you find collaborators that help you move forward. And most importantly, do not miss your teacher. Do not miss appointment or you will be disappointed. Do not miss the teacher that is bigger than you. Do not miss your students, people who might need what you already know. Because we're always a teacher for somebody and the student for somebody. Most importantly, be the student of your life and know that the life, the universe, God, angels, whatever you believe in, your higher self, is never against you. Even if it feels this way, it only feels this way because you are standing at the next milestone and you have to climb that. You have to climb the Everest of your life. Everybody has their own Everest. And as you do, your heart opens up, your soul takes a breath and starts flying and seeing things from above. It sees it from the top without quitting your day job necessarily. You can keep your day job. You just learn to fly and see things from the bird's eye view, from the perspective, the new perspective. And if you lived all your life in the basement apartment, you might get to the 3rd floor first. And the view would be much better, but not yet. And maybe then you go to the 10th floor. And maybe then you go to the high-riser. And maybe then you see everything from the top and you want to go back and see everything from the close-up. Because that's the nature of the human being. To be in all different environments, to know it all, to experience it all, and to make choices. And the choices we make every time bring us to next choice, which might be a better choice, only if you learn the lesson, of course. So may you be blessed with the wonderful Sunday, with the choices that feel great, whether because it makes you feel very comfortable, or it feels so uncomfortable that you have to change something and be something else. And may you always be open to receive, because consciously or unconsciously, you are asking all the time. Universe also responding. How open are you to receive the message of the universe coming from people, nature, your own soul? How open are you? What can you do today? Who can you communicate in a way that is your birthright, that's your birth talent? Can you communicate with? So it creates opportunities for collaboration. How can you use your natural talents today through communication maybe, or other means, however it feels right for you, because it's my day of communication and you might have a different day. Ask yourself, what kind of opportunities, potentials are still unfulfilled for me? And am I envying somebody else whose opportunities are being fulfilled? And if it's so, it's just the energy of my mind, because envy is something that is beyond your vision. You see the result, but you don't see the process. And if you start the process, every step of that process creates another competence, another collaborations, another way of thinking. And slowly but surely, or maybe fast, because I'm fast, you get exactly where you need to be. And envy is no longer part of your thinking. Admiration is. Because from that experience, when you go through something and you accomplish something, the energy is so high, you cannot help but admire other people who got there, who put all their energy into that goal and got there where you can see them. And when you see them, you see something beyond that, which is, I might or might not be good at it. But how would I know? I need to try. So, try something, share. Maybe you have friends or family that need that podcast. Share. If you don't want to share, fine. Because my energy brings the people exactly where they need to be at the time, exactly at the time. Sometimes I get somebody's note. I saw your podcast 3 years ago. Oh my God, where were you? I was there. Where were you? So whenever you're ready, my intention is for this broadcast to be available for those who've been tagged and for those who weren't. For anybody who needs to see the world in a different way, to raise the energy, to try something new, to open the heart, to communicate from heart to heart, and most importantly, communicate with the energy of the world through your competencies. And wherever you feel weak, these experiences will make you stronger. Much love, great success. May your day be sunny as mine. Heart to heart.